Okay, never mind. Never mind. I can hear you now. Okay, what's
Oh,
up?
you can.
Yes, are you here to debate me?
Yes. Now, one person did say that there's a debate on condemn Hamas. Yes, I condemn Hamas. So I think that's already over.
Are you watching the stream?
Yeah, it's
Yes?
Hundo.
Where? Who? Rando?
Hundo. Yeah,
Friendo? Where? I don't see you.
Hundo. I'm
Rando!
in Twitch chat.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna unmute you. Do you promise not to say slurs?
Other than kurwa. Yeah. No,
That's
I'm
not a
kidding. I
slur.
won't say that either. Oh, okay.
Also,
I
you
don't
need
even know
a.
what does that. I understand that that's Polish. What does that actually mean,
It
if
means
anything?
whore, I guess.
Oh, so
Also, you
it's
need to
like
pronounce
it's like
Vavatav V. V. Va.
oh, it's with a V. Okay, that makes sense.
Because I don't want to start swearing. Okay, I'm gonna unmute you so that it doesn't feel like a conversation with myself. I'm having a
Okay,
guest.
no worries.
How exciting! I'm having a guest.
Hello, hello.
Can you
Wait,
introduce
there is.
yourself?
My name is Rondo. I am the only based tanky on Twitter.
Oh, I saw you on Twitter.
Yeah, that's
You
me.
respond to my
Um,
stuff. How did you
I
find
do
Lucy
sometimes.
Haze?
I don't know. You pronounce it Haze?
Yeah,
Oh, I just said Haze. That was
Haze.
in my head. I'm like Haze. Okay,
Yeah,
like I just assumed.
everybody
I
assumes it's
assumed. Well, I thought it had something to do with pot for some reason.
no, it's Haze.
Like, I got you. Give me 1 second. I do have a debate partner here, and I think he will be irrefutable, but
Okay.
he may say a lot of slurs. So
No,
give me
don't, no,
just
no,
one
no, no, no,
moment.
no, 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 sirs.
Well, it's okay. He doesn't speak English. It's fine.
What does he speak?
He's a cat.
Oh,
But you will not be able to refute a single thing, I swear.
to tell us how you find this wonderful stream. Did you find me on Twitter or where? What? How did this? How did your
You got
adventure?
weirdly enough, you either got recommended to me on Twitch or um, someone rated you. I don't know if Dylan did or what.
What?
Or maybe it
That's
was.
I highly doubt that. I highly doubt Dylan Burns rated me.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea.
I'm having trouble believing that occurred.
All right, I legitimately don't know. It might have been a raid. It might have been something else. But I've known about you for at least a month or two,
A
so
month. Perfect.
probably more than
Amazing.
that.
So what drew you to the Lucy Haze experience?
I mean, you're another person talking about Ukraine half the time, and your thing is literally Tucker Carlson is a clown and Putin is a clown. Although, here's one thing we could debate about.
Yes.
What would have made that interview better?
Okay. Are there only two people that actually talk about Ukraine?
No. I mean, Dylan does that too, obviously.
Yes.
A few other streamers do. Sometimes, okay, this doesn't count because she doesn't talk about Ukraine,
Who is she?
but Little Creator.
I'm a little creator.
Well, she is Ukrainian. She streams from Kiev.
Oh, Keith. Okay.
Yes. However, she doesn't really stream about politics or the war or anything like that. So,
Have you watch her?
sometimes I don't. I mean, she mostly streams about yoga and veganism and whatever's going on. She's trying to be a model. She's very pretty. All right.
Yoga and veganism. Maybe I should get in touch and collaborate.
Sure. I don't know. I mean, watch her stream, see if it's for you. Like, I don't know.
East European collab thing.
Yes. She's doing the Sigma female grind set of not going to the bomb shelter.
Oh, that's the person that tweeted that.
No, that's Horesemi or Horesmi. That's a dude.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. So
I just told her that once, and she thought it was funny.
before
Uh,
before we go
um,
to the debate, I just
sure.
wanted to tell you that all the you're from the U.S. I take it.
Yeah.
Are you in Ukraine?
No, I want to go.
You should go.
But like, well, that costs. What's that? What's that thing that you need?
It
Money?
costs
Yeah.
dollars.
It does cost
But
dollars.
once you go there, it becomes cheaper.
I mean, that's true. I'm not saying it's not
The
true.
flight
And
is
I
the
do want to
biggest expense.
go. Yeah, like I would want to go
And
just to either
volunteer as a volunteer.
I could volunteer, yes, I would be happy to do some of that, but I also have like a 9 to 5 job here, so I can't
Oh,
just like drop it all.
you could
Um,
do it remotely. Hmm.
I mean, I do donate remotely. I have done that
You could do
before.
your job remotely. Everything's done
I
remotely now.
definitely cannot do that.
Why? What's
It
the
is very
problem?
difficult. It is very difficult to like I do purchasing, like purchasing and production scheduling. I can't do
Not
that
with that
remotely.
attitude.
I true.
Serious
It's
about
very
remote.
difficult
Okay.
to drive a forklift remotely, is
Okay,
all I'm saying.
I
Um,
will get to the debate. But all the to a person like me from Poland, all the English swear words sort of sound
mhm.
toothless and weak, if that makes sense.
Well, I can understand
Because
that.
all
Yeah.
of them use very soft sounds, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. Like shit, fuck.
Hmm.
What's the worst
I don't
swear
know.
word in English?
Well, you're talking to a former sailor, so do you really want me to get into this?
Okay,
Because I've got.
Give me one example of a swear word.
Well, this isn't a swear word. It's more like a phrase.
Okay,
Like,
one swear word, and I'll give you an example why the Polish ones sound more powerful, in my opinion.
I mean,
I'm gonna be
shit,
as
fuck, hell, damn it. Like,
they sound so
yeah,
soft and delicate, though. So
soft
weak.
and delicate.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna
Wait.
swear.
What if it's like wanker or something like British
Oh,
English?
that sounds even more delicate.
Oh, all right.
Wanka.
I'll be sure.
Okay, I'm gonna give you
Wanker.
some Polish swear words. Okay, you're gonna
All
hear
right.
right away what I mean. I
I probably will.
apologize to the whole chat for swearing, but in Polish, you have all the swear words use really hard sounds, okay? Hard sounding. Like you have the thing that you said, and it has two hard sounds in it, the hard R and the V. So it's, when you pronounce it correctly, it's like kurwa,
Mm-hmm.
okay? It sounds very harsh and tough.
Kurwa.
Kurwa, okay?
Kurwa.
And then you have the
All right.
classic Polish swear word. Ja pierdolę. Pierdolę. Okay? That's the
I
r. You have the very hard R when you pronounce it, which gives it a
hmm.
punch, you know?
Okay. Okay.
Or, and then you use combos. Kurwa
Oh
mać, ja
yeah.
pierdolę. Okay?
Okay. I'm following you here.
And then you have,
Wait. What about? Oh, go ahead. Keep
yeah.
going.
Like the one that is usually used a lot is also jebane, but it's, even that has, I don't know, even that sounds harsher than most English. That's why most English swear words just sort of feel cute in
Okay.
comparison.
So what about this one? Because this isn't English. Pendejo.
A bit. If you said it endejo, maybe. The
Maybe they
h
wouldn't say it like
was
that though.
more like
It's
the
like
Hebrew
that's
H.
Spanish, right?
Maybe it was like
Like
more Hebrew H than should have sounded more.
pendejo. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And then you saw like, oh yes, there's also the hui, hui, you know,
That just
chujowy.
sounds weird to me. Like,
Well
because
then, you
like
are anti-Ukrainian because Ukrainian
no,
has
I
the
get
exact
it.
same swear word.
I know
We
that,
share
but I'm
swear
just
words.
saying, like, it doesn't like to me. It sounds like fooey, which is like a very. It's not even cursing. It's like something.
Fui does not have any hard sounds in it. It's like
It's
fui,
oh
and
fooey, like,
hui has the hard sound. The
but
h.
it sounds like I'm just spitting with that one.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. It adds insult
yeah.
to the whole thing.
Blue, are you unimpressed with this? Yeah, there's more swear words. Come here,
Oh
buddy.
yeah, let us be free. How about
Nope.
porozpierdalane and
He's going.
rozkurwić? See, that's so many harsh sounds. I apologize, chat. I apologize.
No,
Don't clip
I
me
was trying
swearing.
to. I was trying to get him to come over to the mic, but no, he wants to not do that. I don't know. He's a cat. He can do what he wants.
I'm speaking with with a fella, I assume, since you have the fella.
Yeah. Absolutely. The Georgian Legion did get my $50, and from there, it's just been like, do you know Diana Kulik?
Then maybe tell me more.
She's she's I believe she's in Ukraine at the moment.
Ukraine.
She goes between there and Spain.
Okay.
But her dad's in the army.
In the
like the
Ukrainian
Ukrainian army. Yes.
Who is he in the
her
army?
Who's that?
What position does he hold in the army?
He's in. Oh God, which brigade was it? I have to look it up. Give me 1 second.
You have 1 second.
Damn. All right, give me like 4.
Okay, you have 4.
Okay, let's see. Da 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 da. Wait, what if I just like put a link? Because I mean, she's on Twitter.
Okay.
So
give me a link.
Bam.
Where did you put it?
It's in Twitch chat.
Twitch chat. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I know?
But it's got pictures of her and her dad.
Oh, I'm gonna follow. Volunteer, your beautiful, sexy online girlfriend from you. Oh my.
Yes, she kind of took that joke and ran with it. But she's got pictures of her and her dad there. Her boyfriend used. I keep saying
I'm
boyfriend.
I'm sorry. Her boyfriend, and she called us.
That's not her boyfriend. The pictures you are seeing are her dad.
Her dad is her. Though I'm not even gonna do that joke.
No, her dad is not her boyfriend. She is also like she's engaged to another person who used to be, I believe, in the Ukrainian armed forces and actually was a POW for some period of time. He's back. He's fine. Well, I don't know how fine he is, but he's alive. He's good. They're gonna get married. Yada yada.
Wait. So how can she be my Ukrainian girlfriend if she's engaged in getting married? Please square that circle for me.
Well, it's open in the sense that she is also dating 60,000 brain dead dogs.
Well, what?
So like 60,000 brain dead cartoon dogs on the internet.
Fellas.
So all of the fellas, yes.
Okay. Are you a friend of Lonerbox? Said some.
I know who Lonerbox is. He doesn't know who I am, I'm sure, but I do know who that is.
Do you watch Lonerbox?
Sometimes, yeah.
What do you enjoy about Lonerbox's content?
Well, to be honest, he's been going over like Israel Palestine a lot recently, and the last stream I saw with him going over that, it was with I don't even know who the guy on was, but it was a guy going over like
Israel.
Well,
I'm a Polish Jewish person, you know.
Who is?
I am.
Oh, I didn't know you were Jewish.
Yeah, Polish Jewish person.
Are you gonna give the space laser over to the Ukrainians or what? Who's using that right now?
The Ukrainians are. What do you think? Russia is losing so much equipment.
Well, that's true. That's true. I just no. Good point. Well, don't give it to Netanyahu. Netanyahu's an idiot.
I mean, a fascist.
Well, yes. Not a fan of the guy.
Well, see, the best type of artillery is the laser artillery. You won't get.
That's true.
You won't get like run out of rounds.
This is true. Just reflected sunlight. Bing.
True. And
just burn yeah.
Russian forces.
Look,
get out of Avdiivka. And yes.
Well,
please.
I do.
This is my PTA. It's PTA. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't say Avdiivka. Say Avdiivka. Okay.
Avdiivka.
You have to prolong the. It's even written with the E with the 2 dots in Ukrainian. Avdiivka. not Avdivka.
Avdiivka.
Yeah. It's not
So it's
difficult
the
for
same as
English
like
speakers to
the E
pronounce.
in.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So don't
I
say
mean,
Avdivka. Don't be a foreigner.
I can't help it. Okay, like there's like I don't speak like any Ukrainian.
You should, you're a
So
fella.
hey, I've learned a few words.
What are they? Say them to me.
Let me see if I can remember this phrase.
Oh, Anna is a friend of the owner box.
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen them speak together. Yeah, Anna's awesome.
Oh. Ayana?
Yeah, Ukrainian Anna, Anastasia.
Oh, Anastasia. Right.
Is that who you're talking about?
No,
I
I'm
don't know if
talking
that's
about
who that's like.
Ayana, the one that you gave me the link to.
Ayana. That was
That's.
Diana.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna read the thing. Oh, Diana, yeah.
Unless
Diana.
yeah,
You're
Diana.
right. You're right, Diana. So, yeah, I know Ukrainian. Anastasia. We're friends as well.
Oh, gotcha. Nice. Yep. I mean, I see you comment on stuff there. Like underneath her stuff, I think it was.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But yeah, Anna's pretty awesome. Trying to think. What I completely just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. What was the phrase that I learned in Ukrainian? It was I was doing this on Duolingo for a little bit and I kind of stopped because frankly Ukrainian is really hard.
It
and
is?
I've already to me,
No, it's
yes.
easy.
Look, I already tried learning Japanese.
Japanese is
and
also
like,
easy.
ちょっとだけます.
I'm sorry, what?
Wait. You said that Japanese was easy, so I'm like, I lived there for like 6 years.
You've
like
lived
I have a
there
pretty
for 6 years.
Yeah.
And you've
Like, I
tried
don't
to learn it. You don't speak it.
Not fluently. I could do things like ask for directions and
Ah.
like order off of a menu and like use the subway system without much of a problem. I could talk to people just a little bit, but like I wasn't fluent. It would be I had a really hard time understanding what was said to me. That was the problem.
Did you watch the thing when I translate the game from Japanese?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did?
Wait, do you do game translation?
On stream, I translate the game live, Tales of Fantasia.
Oh, no, I didn't. I missed that.
I didn't.
I'll be honest with you, like...
You don't watch my streams, you're gonna be quite honest.
Well, no, I didn't watch that one. But... or that number of streams. I don't know how many, how often...
How
this guy's saying spoken Japanese isn't hard, written is harder. Like, okay, that very much depends on who is talking to you. And how fast they're going. But it's not totally wrong. Written Japanese is a lot harder.
I mean, it's a matter of memorizing the kanjis and the readings.
Yeah. I'm not denying that. I suck at it. And I've data dumped most of this. Like, I left Japan.
The moment you don't use kanji for a bit, they just sort of...
I can still write most of the numbers.
I mean, numbers are easy.
I know. That's why yeah. Yeah, it's been a while.
I see.
I've probably data dumped almost all the kana too, like hiragana, katakana.
Oh, come on. You don't forget kana.
I could probably still write my name in it, but I might, I don't know if I'd even get it right. You keep in mind, I left there 2016, so it's been almost a decade at this point. And I haven't used it.
Kana to you wa kantan ni wasureru mono de wa arimasen. Yes?
You're saying that I forgot kana?
No, I said that kana is not exactly an easy thing to forget.
Yeah. See, I missed half of that.
But yes. I guess we can get into our debate now.
We can. So, which one do you want to do? Because I think there is a way to make the Tucker Carlson clown show with Putin much better than it was.
I mean,
Now
yes,
here's
if you turn Tucker Carlson into a competent person, then yes, that's
oh
true.
no, not at all. I would keep the questions exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Yes. In fact, he could even like actually get on the floor and start licking his boots.
Oh,
That
don't
I
put
wouldn't.
that image
I
in my
don't
head.
really. What's that?
Oh, come on, fella. Don't put that image in my head.
Well, you know that it was going to happen either before or after the interview. Well, maybe
No,
not
Putin
after
said Putin
because
said he did not appreciate the interview, so
I know. That's part of the reason I would want it to stay the same because apparently Putin just didn't get it throughout the whole thing. And I would keep the questions exactly the same. I would change the location where they were doing the interview is what I would do.
where would their location be? A bar, a pub.
An airtight chamber that slowly fills with helium.
Why? So that Putin would have to hurry up with his history lesson.
No, so that they would both get higher and higher pitched as the oxygen levels drop.
Oh, damn. That would be funny.
Yeah. Also, we don't let them leave.
So that's the thing that would make the interview good.
It would have made it amazing.
So, okay,
I would have watched.
what's the debate then?
Um. Okay, so there is a problem with Congress and the House mostly right now with passing Ukraine aid.
That's right.
Some of them are
Aren't you
saying
ashamed as a U.S. citizen?
incredibly.
I say,
However, I
as
have
the
a
Polish farmers block the border and spill grain on the road.
hey. The only reason we don't have asshats here doing that is because they don't live in Eastern Europe or Poland or Ukraine or honestly, they'd probably want to go to like or Bonds, Hungary, like the same dipshits who would like want to cut off funding. They probably think Hungary is
We're gonna talk about Hungary
amazing.
today.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, but what I was saying is a lot of the people who don't want or say they don't want to send more aid, some of them will try to hedge this bet. They'll say, well, it's not that I don't want to send aid. I just want to know where everything goes. And it's difficult to do that because most of the aid is things like artillery shells
Yeah.
and missiles and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're fired. So once they're fired, they're gone.
Sure.
Now, they do want inspectors, and I think we should grant them their wish. We already have some inspectors in Ukraine. All right, they do like hey, the rounds came in here, they went to such and such warehouse, and then they were distributed
There
to the
have been
front. Blah blah
actually
blah.
certain problems with warehouses, from what I'm aware. I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
follow a person that's sort of um, reporter slash journalist. She went to Ukraine to spend a little bit of time there to
Mhm.
report slash journal. As journalists do, they journal. It's in the name, right?
I have heard of this. Yes.
And she's Polish. She basically just stayed in the, I believe, Donetsk region with a unit of soldiers and
Wow.
became a member of the unit, sort of, kind of, and just lives with the soldiers near the front line and gathers cars to get to the front line. And she's been
Wow.
reporting some really interesting things to the
Okay. Who is
city.
this?
Who is this?
Yeah.
Would you like?
Like, do they have a Twitter I could follow
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
something? Like,
I found her on Twitter.
okay.
She's Polish. Maybe let's see if there's any new. She said that her soldier buddy has sort of discovered uh has discovered oh gosh that there's been
Mhm.
this thing in one specific, I mean, it might be happening elsewhere. They were talking about this one specific warehouse in which drones which were brought from Poland were basically sneaked out and the boxes were replaced with just junk.
Oh, Jesus.
and that's
Uh,
been a whole thing. And Karolina Baca-Pogorzelska.
okay. Is that Karolina?
She's been in Ukraine since March 2022, nonstop, living there basically.
Wait a minute. I think I might have her. I
There
think I
you
might have
go.
found her.
That's
Nope.
the link on Twitch.
Ah, yep. I spelled that way wrong. Okay, got her.
Right. And
Nice.
she basically also started a new type of fundraising that I've not seen much happen for Ukrainian soldiers.
Okay.
Gas
What? What?
masks.
What? Oh man.
Yep.
Wait. I've heard that chemical weapons were being used by the Russians.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've also heard it was largely, I don't know what it was. It might have been just tear gas,
Well,
which is still a war
there's been
crime, but
some gases used apparently. She did tweet that it's been confirmed on her unit that gas has been used. She's usually very vague, right? Because you cannot not be vague because there's always a risk of leaking something that you shouldn't, right?
well, yeah, but
So she
if she was
basically
talking
said
about,
that there's a confirmation that gas has been used, and thanks to the gas masks that they got via the fundraiser, at least a
Mhm.
few of her boys' lives were saved
That's good to
because
hear.
they're wearing the masks.
On the other hand, Jesus fucking Christ, why are we just? I haven't heard of any sort of response to this kind of shit. And that kind of irritates me because this is the kind of crap that Russia pulls all the time,
Mm-hmm.
where they'll just try to tiptoe across a line. Like this should be a red line for us,
Mm-hmm.
but it just because it's being used, I don't know what sporadically or not. It's not like nerve gas or something. Um,
I mean, we sort
the,
of like the person didn't like. She said she knows what kind of gas it is, but won't say.
gotcha. I mean, I I don't know. Like technically, even them using like tear gas would be a war crime.
Mm-hmm.
But do we do anything about it? Apparently not.
I mean,
Um,
the U.S. is doing something about it. It's cutting aid.
that, thank you. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I'm still hoping that. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit hopeful, and the reason I'm a little bit hopeful is because yes, Speaker Johnson does have the ability to not bring things to the floor for a vote, which is the big
Right.
problem.
The
There,
house.
yes, there are ways
Oh,
around that.
I have a story for it today, actually,
Oh, that's
that I want to
good.
cover about Joe Biden apparently being able to send artillery shells to Ukraine without any approval of anyone.
Good.
'Cause
Hell yeah.
apparently
Finally.
there is this thing that, technically speaking, Joe Biden can take advantage of, that any sort of excess weaponry, any sort of weaponry that is considered excess, the president can just send without, even for free, 100% for free. He can evaluate it as excess that's worth zero and send it to Ukraine, apparently. And there are
That's good
apparently
to know.
4 million 155 millimeter shells, artillery shells, that could be just sent like this.
Is it like they're, could it be because
They
they're
could be
like
considered
expired?
excess. I'm not sure about the details, but apparently they could be uh, announced as excess and just sent without any
Well, that's good to
approval from
hear.
any Republican or Trump or
That's good to
Johnson.
hear. By the
Well, the
way,
question
just,
if he's gonna do it, that's the thing. He can
well,
do
I hope
it,
he
but
does.
will he do it? Well, not special weapons, that excess weapons. But there's too much of this. We don't need the extra amount that we have here, so we're just gonna get rid of it by giving it to Ukraine, let's say.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different types of ammo that we would probably have a lot of. Like 155 millimeter,
Yeah, yeah.
105. Hopefully, like some of the ammunition for HIMARS.
So that's sort
Um,
of like a thing that could be done for a
yeah, like,
apparently.
and apparently we have sent things like the ground launch small diameter bomb. That's been
Yeah.
sent, and
And
that's good.
apparently this law has already been taken advantage of when the US has sent certain countries
Hmm.
equipment to sort of as access, like I said, to sort
Yeah.
of in exchange for the things that those countries gave to Ukraine.
Yeah, and well, here's something that I think would solve a lot of the problems
Hmm.
that certain people in the U.S. government claim to have. I don't think anyone on the Republican side is actually genuine in any of their beliefs.
I I doubt it. I don't think
Mm.
let's the border thing.
Oh,
I
they
already
obviously
think
don't
that the
care.
border thing is already ridiculous on its own as a separate topic. I already think that calling immigration, that framing it as an invasion, quote unquote, is ridiculous.
Oh, it
That
is. Yeah.
I, even without being tied to Ukraine, this
Yeah.
this topic of border is really ridiculous. But it's also ridiculous in Europe that the immigration topic is a huge topic, which
Oh, I know.
borders, no pun intended, on a proto
Uh, uh,
genocide.
uh. Yeah. I mean, there are things that we need to do at the border here in the US, like the southern border, but it would be things like more immigration judges,
Hmm.
more facilities, things like that.
I
That
mean, it
that
would be to
those are things we need to do.
hasten things and make them more smooth.
Yeah. Yeah, because right now people will wait
Wait
like
for
10 years.
years, right? That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. So like we do need to do things like that.
But the
And
thing
there
is that
should
that's
be.
not exactly what the Republicans are. The grand
Well,
old
no.
party, that's not exactly what it's advocating for.
Well, no, they advocate for everything short of like I don't know. No, wait, I was going to say they advocate for everything short of actually shooting everyone who
Yeah.
crosses the border. But no, some of them actually do advocate for
Oh,
that.
also,
Um,
Karazir said, well, this can happen. See, Tamil genocide. You had not even a war crime investigation on what Sri Lanka did, right? Yep, yep, yep.
Sadly, a lot of stuff like that. But no, I was talking about inspectors earlier, and I think I have a solution to these people's problem because they want to know
But they don't
where all of
care.
our.
That's the
Well,
thing.
I don't think they care, but we do need to call their bluff. Okay, so this is what I would propose.
Mm-hmm.
First off, we are going to have to find where all of the shells went. Um, the trouble with this is that most of them landed in Russian lines. So we would have to send inspectors across the minefields into the Russian lines to verify
Mm.
that these craters came from American 155 artillery shells.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to do this, we're going to need, first off, a lot of inspectors. I would say that the entire U.S. Army and Marine Corps should probably be tasked with inspecting this. And to do this, they will need air cover. So we should send the Air Force as well.
Well, that would
Um,
mean U.S. troops on the ground.
no, those are inspectors. I just said.
Well, that they would be framed as U.S. troops on the ground. They're from
No, no,
what?
no.
The U.S. Air Force.
We're gonna take a page out of Putin's book here. Those aren't U.S. troops. Those are inspectors. Anyway, so we've hit places as far away. I'm sorry, Ukraine has hit places as far away as southern Crimea. So we are going to need to go all the way there. And at least I don't know if it was American weaponry used in Russia, but we need inspectors to go all the way to Moscow and all of those oil refineries to make sure
Oh
that those
yeah,
weren't
that
U.S.
will
weapons.
happen. That will happen
So I'm
for
just
sure.
saying
Oh yeah.
that's my solution
Have you
is to
heard the
flood the place with
famous?
inspectors. I think
Well,
the British
Willie,
could help us out along
that
with
is
the
how it would
French.
be. That is how it would be seen. Have you heard about the conspiracy about Polish regular forces taking part in the Ukraine-Russian war?
I mean, I know there are Polish people there in the Foreign Legion, but no, there
Yeah,
are not.
and Russia said that the Foreign Legion is actually secretly the regular Polish army.
Of course it is.
They
They
said on
suspiciously speak
their
very good English.
they said
French.
on their little pundit shows that
Mm-hmm.
Poland is renaming their regular military units as into foreign legions, okay, or like volunteer legions, right? But
Mm-hmm.
but and listen to this, Poland is also secretly building top secret uh like cemeteries in which
What?
those legionnaires are then buried with full honors as regular soldiers when they die in Ukraine.
Of course. They're right there by the biolabs.
And that's why that's why Poland is basically secretly actually taking part in the war all out with its army.
Of course. Naturally.
Believe it or not.
Um, what about the Anglo-Saxons? I have heard they're involved somehow.
But not with the
Yeah,
regular army and with the secret cemeteries of fully honored soldiers that died in the war.
yeah.
Only
Yeah.
Poland has the guts to do that, to send the army and to say, no, these are just legions, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they all have those wings on their backs is just a coincidence.
True.
Like,
Husaria.
yeah. Like, then the winter stars arrived. Dun, 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 dun.
True.
Coming down
Also,
the
Poland has been
mountainside.
pulling the strings if you watch the interview from the very start. So,
Have they?
I
That's
mean, yeah,
interesting.
that's. Have you not watched the Tucker Carlson interview?
Well, I thought it was the CIA pulling the strings of
No, it's
everything.
Poland. Have you not seen the history lesson?
I mean, I saw the history lesson, and then he
Yeah.
blamed the CIA on stuff. So I
No, it
thought,
was
is
Poland.
it
Poland
so
Russified
Poland?
Lithuania, which was basically Russians. Poland Russified the Polonized. I'm sorry, the Russians in Rush, which is Rush,
Hmm.
not Russia. And
Hmm.
basically, Polish people, with Polish people that even put the idea of being Ukrainian into Ukrainian heads. So,
Here, I thought it was the Mongols.
no, it was Polish people
Amazing.
because they said you're not really Russian, you live on the fringe, so you're Ukrainians.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. So it was Polish people.
So it was the Polish people
Thank
who
you,
did all of
Malaki.
that and control the CIA.
Yes.
I see. I
Thank you for
see.
tier one. I
So wait.
gotta
If
subscription.
Poland controls the CIA,
Mm-hmm.
then who's controlling the giant ants at the center of the earth
I mean,
that the
Poland's
CIA
responsible
supposedly
for
control?
everything. Poland's the big mover and shaker, I guess.
I knew it.
See?
Ah, the kielbasa, it's just
Okay, I'm gonna
it's how they
teach you
work
some
their devious will.
pronunciation. Kiełbasa.
Kielbasa,
Kiełbasa.
kielbasa.
Yes. Also, I'm gonna have to teach you how to say the name of the
Well,
name of the
well,
current Polish prime minister, if you remember it.
what? Tusk.
Yes. Oh my
See,
God.
I remember. I was
I
in that stream.
I
I
cannot.
know.
Okay.
But
Nice.
look, but look, Donald Tusk sounds
Oh,
cooler.
it sounds
It's
so
like if
bad.
you named him like Roger Fang or like
It sounds so
I'm just
bad.
saying.
It sounds horrible. I'm sorry.
Fang.
It
Like
sounds like you're calling him a mammoth or some kind, or an
yes,
elephant.
yes. It's badass.
Is
Like we
it?
have an entire book called White Fang and it's about a wolf. Like yes. Like
White Fang, like the father of Kakashi from Naruto.
I I do not watch anime. So like I actually can't stand anime.
Oh, oof.
This is what happens when I live in Japan for 6 years. Do you know how much Japanese people hate anime fans? Because it's a lot. You know how
Okay.
here in the West we have the idea that like weirdo anime people are just a little cringe. Maybe they have a neck beard and wear a fedora or something. Like that sort of thing.
Yeah. But you,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say you don't know what's the attitude of Japanese people because you don't speak the language well enough.
No, I went to college. Half the student body were Japanese, and they all
You
had to
did
speak
not
English
speak
because
Japanese. They were just nice to you.
they
They
spoke
were just
English.
polite to you. They gave you the
Again,
famous Japanese politeness.
they did not give me the famous Japanese politeness. These were the unicorns of Japan who spoke English well enough to go to an American college in Japan. So they explain
Tremor Tusk, an enemy machine in Horizon Forbidden West. Sounds badass. Oh, Jesus.
Tremor Tusk. Ooh. Okay, that's interesting.
Forbidden West.
Interesting. The Forbidden West. What?
Yeah, the game. Do you also not play video games?
I mean, I do play video games, but I've never heard of that one.
Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West, the sequel to the Horizon Zero Dawn game.
Oh. Nope, no idea. Not a clue.
What games do you play? Are you like? I'm
Dawn
interviewing.
of War.
I'm interviewing a fella, so I'm gonna. Well, you don't watch anime, so I cannot actually do my inner Hassan.
Well, hold on. Yeah? I've watched some anime.
Have you watched One Piece?
No. I've watched One Punch Man. I cannot ask you
if you're basically like Luffy. Are fellas like pirates of the...
I was actually in the Navy, so I was at least a pirate in that sense.
Oh.
I did want to put skull and bones on things. I was not allowed to.
Base.
And I was the one who came up with the idea, like, okay, the army gets rifles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on those rifles, what do you have?
Bayonets. Scopes?
Well, they do have scopes, but we already have those. But they get bayonets. What do we have on the boat? We have a big 5-inch cannon. Why don't we have a bayonet on that?
I don't know, because of the Bayonetta game?
No, I'm just saying, I had access to a welder in scrap metal. I could have put a bayonet on there.
Yeah.
I could have, yes, bayonets on crew-served weapons are, like, we're gonna, this is the nerdiness in me. Okay, so...
Hello,
you know Warhammer. You know Warhammer 40K, right?
Yes, I also know Fantasy Battle.
Okay, so I don't know what Fantasy Battle is though.
What? That's you're pulling my leg. No, you're lying to me right now.
No, I have no idea what that is.
You have no idea what Warhammer Fantasy Battle is.
Warhammer Fantasy Battle?
Yes.
Is that a video game?
It's a tabletop, just like Warhammer 40K.
Oh, I didn't know it was called Warhammer Fantasy Battle. I mean, I know that that's a tabletop game. I've never played the tabletop,
Sigmar, etc.
No, I've never played the tabletop, and I'm not into the fantasy stuff. I like the Space Marine stuff. I know, but what I would really like to have done when I was in there, and we almost did it, was turn the ship very orky. Okay.
Orky.
Yes, you paint it red so it goes faster. Yeah. Well, all right. These aren't the Russian orcs. These are the cool orcs that actually have some redeeming qualities, like the ones from Warhammer 40K.
What else did you put on the ship? A Z?
No, I did not. I did paint a unicorn with a gigantic penis somewhere down in the hull.
Oh,
and they're never gonna
you're
find
an LGBT fella.
No, I just wanted to draw a giant penis on something.
I see.
Like a unicorn raised up on its hind legs with a massive erection. Like that's painted somewhere like on the boat with like behind a pipe or something. So that someone someday will find it.
I have a good source that says Lucy plays Warhammer Fantasy role-playing game. I do play that.
Well, yeah, like I don't know. Like, what else could we have done on the boat? I mean, put bayonets on all the crew-served weapons, so that we could do ramming speed. That's the idea. And you paint it red so it goes faster, naturally, because all of our ships are very boring and gray, and why shouldn't they be bright red? And then, of course, you have to paint the explodey stuff yellow. So the top of the vertical launch systems and the gun barrel, I think, would also have to be yellow. Yeah. I can't think of anything else we have. Everything else is like a pointless weapon on there, really.
I have question for you as a fella. Well,
Mhm.
are you still
Sure.
active in the Navy?
I mean, in the bonking or in the like, I don't know, but everybody does something different there, or nothing at
So you're
all.
still
Or
active in the Navy, yeah?
oh no, no, I've been out of the Navy since 2011.
Okay. So what do you do now?
I mean, I'm purchasing. I work.
Oh
I
yeah,
work
you
in the
said
auto
that. Yeah,
industry
you
in
said that.
Detroit.
Okay, you
Yeah,
said. So I have a question for you as a fella, as a real fella. It's gonna be a fella test. Are you ready to be fella tested?
I'm ready. I
Thank
may
you.
fail this one though.
There's gonna be an event on the 24th
Oh, the
commemorating
one in
the,
DC.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You going, fella?
Um, well, I'm in Detroit. Can I go?
You
It's
can. You live
possible
in the
I could.
U.S.
Uh, yeah, so do people who live in California.
Yeah, and if they're fellas, they should go.
Do you realize how long of a drive that is?
Take a plane.
You realize how expensive a plane is.
You're a fella. You have a, what's it called? What do we call these things? Obligation. That's right. You have an obligation.
Hey, if I lived back where I grew up, I would go because it would be a 4 hour drive.
Where did you grow up?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Actually, let me see. How long of a drive is this? I'm gonna crack open Google Maps just to take a look.
Oh
We'll
my
go
gosh.
vaguely
People say you might be
to
mistaken with Vosh now because of the unicorn comment.
but I don't do stupid things like download porn. Who the fuck does that?
I'm too
Seriously.
innocent. I'm too innocent to even watch it. I'm a
I
lemon.
do what every other person who does that does. I go on to Pornhub, I look at things, and then I leave. You don't
I
download
don't
stuff.
look at things. I'm an innocent lady.
Well, the only recommendation yeah, this is an 8.5. It's an 8 hour drive.
Yeah, take the plane. You should
Dear
be
God,
there.
no,
You should be
no,
there
no.
for as a fella.
Uh,
The DC event awaits you.
yeah, I could do that, or I could do stuff up here, like go to the Ukrainian Catholic Church in my area and hang out with those guys and do their aid
Ukrainian
runs.
Catholic Church. That's interesting.
Yeah, there's a. I
How
mean,
many
Detroit does have a
Ukrainians
Ukrainian.
in your area are Catholics and not
I
Orthodox?
there aren't. I have no idea. Comparison, I don't know. I live by Dearborn. Almost everybody is either like a not really religious American or a not terribly religious Muslim.
Hmm. There will be
Really, you
quite
gonna
a few
try?
events on the 24th in Warsaw.
Well, I do want to go to Poland only because I then
Me.
want to take a train into Ukraine.
Oh.
And the reason I want to do that, like the reason I ultimately want to go to Ukraine, like aside from just, you know,
Is to get
I don't know,
a
what in
Ukrainian girlfriend
no, I want to go fishing.
fishing
Yep.
to the Black Sea.
Well, that would be really cool. Hi, buddy. What are you?
In what sea do you want to fish in? Don't say the Baltic.
So Odessa was one of them.
That's
However, there is also that giant river that runs through the middle of Ukraine, and that's also
nice.
fishing territory. They actually used to have fishing tours. Blue, can you let your claws off me, buddy?
So you're a fisher
There you
at
go.
heart.
Yeah,
Makes sense since you were in the Navy.
I did go fishing off the boat a couple times. I never caught anything though.
Oh.
Yeah, they let you do that sometimes.
Maybe you'll catch something in Ukraine.
Maybe. I mean, I like carp fishing here, so that's something I want to do out there. Blue, are you gonna cry? Do you want to say hello?
Odessa is
There's
an
a
amazing
baby.
place.
You want to cry one more time? Say hello to
It is
everybody.
being devastated now, though.
Yeah, I know. The other. There you go. Sorry, cat wants attention.
Mm-hmm.
But the other place that would be really cool would be like the Carpathians
Yeah.
up there, because there's apparently really good fly fishing out there, like trout,
Oh.
stuff like that. So like freshwater fishing in Ukraine would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Be careful of the bombing. I
let's
feel like
see.
the bombs will scare off the fish.
Hold on one second. Da-da-da. Yep, there we go.
Sadly, I could not visit. I only went to Lviv. I've already vaguely mentioned my ancestry from Lviv.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently. That is
Yeah,
something that
sorry.
my mom learned from a neighbor.
Ah, gotcha.
Because my
Sorry, I had
mom
a.
never learned anything about our family from the family. My mom had to learn that from the neighbor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she went to the
Huh.
neighbor. I think she was, I don't know how old she was. I think she might have been a teen still. And she went to the neighbor, and the neighbor said, "Oh, yeah, I heard all about it from your mom, about how your family comes from Lviv." And mom was like, "Excuse me?"
That's
Uh,
crazy. I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm a Heinz 57 of different, like, European ethnicities, but it's all basically like German, Irish, and Swedish. And I'm 100% sure about the Swedish bit because my grandfather was Swedish.
oh.
But, but yeah. So he was like first generation off the boat.
So,
So,
so what made you a fella? What made you interested in Ukraine as a
oh,
topic?
well, aside from the shock of seeing this happen,
Hmm.
um,
As a U.S. citizen, since it's a bit different from my perspective, probably, than from a person that lives on the other side of the globe.
that's true. It is
Like,
happening
you,
next door
you
to
know,
you.
like, when the war started, people in Poland started panic emptying their bank accounts.
Wait, really? That
Yeah,
I didn't know.
because they were afraid that the war would soon reach Poland.
That does make sense. Um, I would have thought that people would be less frightened because, like, I mean, like Poland's in NATO. Like,
Yeah, but
don't get me
people
wrong.
people didn't care. People thought pretty much that Russia would attack and NATO wouldn't do anything. Like historically, Polish pacts did not do much to protect it from outside aggression. World War II being the
That
most recent example.
that is a fair point. The British and French famously did jack shit, more or
Yeah.
less. So yeah, yeah,
Eastern
that
Europe
makes
has been
sense.
historically considered a lesser ally by the broader West.
Wait, what's that? Oh, Eastern Europe. Yeah,
Has been considered a lesser form of ally broadly by the West historically.
yeah.
Abandoned
Not.
many
I'm
times.
not shocked. Yeah, that you're not wrong.
And I'm
And the
afraid
U.S.
partially this is
mm,
what's happening with Ukraine right now when it comes to the difference of how the issues of Israel are seen and the issues of Ukraine.
yeah, well, it depends. Like I read a. Do you read a lot of like Western news stuff like that?
Sort of, yeah. I keep plugged in. As
Okay,
the biggest Polish trans streamer,
gotcha. That is a distinction. I will give you
yes.
that.
And Jewish.
There we go. Biggest Polish Jewish trans stream. All right, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Seeing it. All right. No, like when I'm at work, I do have free time. A lot of it, actually. I don't even know why I go in at
So,
like six
so
in the
tell me
freaking
your
morning.
story of becoming a fella and your
Oh,
call.
right. Yeah, I got off topic there. So the shock of the war starting and all of that, I didn't know what was going to happen. Right up until it actually started happening. Like I wasn't one of those guys who was like mockingly saying it would never happen.
Like Hassan
But
Piker?
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck
were
that
you
guy.
a streamer viewer before, or did you start actually following streamers because of the war? That is an
No,
interesting question.
I started following streamers back in like 2020 for the election. That's really when things like this started happening.
What did you
So
follow back in 2020? Vaush?
yeah, he was
Destiny?
one of them. Destiny, I think he was banned off Twitch by then. But I'm not really sure.
Hmm.
Like Destiny, I'd say I don't really like him that much, not because of his political views a lot of the time, but because I think he's an asshole. That's really it.
I see. I'm not an asshole,
Um,
right?
no, I don't think so.
You don't think so, so you're not sure.
Well, you could always turn out to be one, but no, I don't think you are. But I mean, I'm an asshole too, so like,
Oh,
there is that. Yes. You're gonna cry about it, Blue? No. He's laying there staring at me like, "Where's my food?" I made fish tacos earlier, and I didn't give him any.
oh,
But as I was saying, like, okay, so I saw like I consider myself very left leaning, and I saw so many people just effortlessly shift from this will never happen and you're a warmonger somehow if you think it will to well maybe they had it coming, like just it was like it was pathetic, it was just disgusting watching people do that.
yeah.
And it's like I couldn't fathom this. And then of course you saw people who were like just straight up pro Russian for this, like,
Yeah.
and they're still doing this now to a certain extent. How they manage it, I don't know, because you have to have like the smoothest brain possible to look at what's happening and still think Russia is some kind of superpower
What is
rather
happening?
than like, well, they're not winning, that's for damn sure.
They
Like
could
Russia
win
isn't. If we honestly, no, they can't.
if
They
the
can do a lot of
if
damage.
the aid ceases, then they can very well could.
No, like it depends on what you call winning. If you mean they could keep some territory, yeah, maybe, but
I mean,
eh,
if aid is frozen, then the government will collapse in Ukraine.
I don't think so.
It is a fact.
Why?
The upkeep of the Ukrainian government is dependent on foreign aid. Without the foreign aid, over 2 million public workers will stop being paid. Maternal leave will stop being paid.
Mhm.
People's retirement will stop being paid. And Ukraine is already at a critical shortage of munition. It's it's a very dire situation. If Ukraine does not have
I'm
any
not
means
saying
to
it's not
defend
dire.
itself with, then what will exactly stop Russia from winning?
So I want to
Ukrainians
be
cannot defend
clear.
themselves with slingshots.
I'm aware
As
of
much
that.
of a meme that is.
Right. So I want to be clear with what I'm saying here. I'm not saying that Ukraine can just be fine without aid. What I'm saying is that Russia hasn't even gotten to the hard part of occupation yet.
That
Like
is
they have
true.
done that. Like they
But
have done that in
occupation
some
comes after
areas.
winning. That is the
Yes, it
next
does.
step.
And I do not think that even without aid, I do not think that Russia will be able to steamroll any further than they've already gone. Their military has been severely degraded by this.
True. But
Um,
if the aid
they
stops, they will receive more and more munitions while Ukraine will not. So they will just win by sheer numbers and the difference in uh, ammunition, quite frankly. Even if the quality will be bad, they will still have it and Ukraine won't.
Ukraine is also manufacturing their own ammunition. All I'm
Yeah,
saying is that
but
what would
not nearly
it would
enough.
probably what I'm saying is not that the Ukrainians would have a fun time. What I'm saying is that they are not going to just give up.
Yes, but even
Right.
but will does not sort of trump lack of weaponry with which you can fight.
That you're not wrong there, but it would mean different tactics.
Yes.
It would mean guerrilla warfare. It would
True.
mean things like that. Um,
Which in itself would be like you have to keep in mind that as we are speaking, Ukraine is the brunt. This is the country
I
that's
know.
getting devastated, and no
I
other
know.
country.
Now, I want to be clear. I don't want that to even come close to happening. I want the aid there. But Russia,
Like the aid is
like,
crucial. The aid is
it is crucial. I'm not saying it isn't. Whoever just said the USA just approved 60 billion for Ukraine, it didn't pass the House, so
it
no, we
didn't pass
haven't.
the House. It passed the Senate.
Yeah, it passed the Senate. It still needs to go through the
Unless you're
House.
saying that it just now passed the House and we can all
It
cheer.
it didn't. Believe me, it didn't. Sadly. Um, yeah. So
Yeah.
I want that aid to go to Ukraine. They need it.
And of course,
And
there
like
would be a
my
huge new refugee crisis if
yes,
that
there would.
happens.
Like frankly, the only refugees I want to see are the ones running from Belgorod all the way to Vladivostok.
Hmm.
But anyway, well, not really. They don't need that, but they need to get back their 1991 borders. That's my like what I would like to see happen.
Yeah.
Um, and frankly, all we need to do is like in the West here is give them the tools needed. We don't even need. They're not even asking for soldiers.
I
Like
mean,
they're.
Poland is sending its regular army. Did you forget?
Oh yes, that's right. I forgot. Well, we don't talk about that. Those aren't soldiers. Those are tourists
War
wearing
tourists.
military. Those are tourists wearing military gear that you could pick up anywhere. Okay, it's all
The
around Eastern
so-called
Europe.
war tourists. Hmm?
Yes, the little green men from Poland. They they're like, well, they have Abrams tanks. Look, you can find those anywhere. Okay, like I picked up a couch cushion the other day, just trying to look under it. I found like 25 cents, $1, and a HIMARS. All right, like those are anywhere. Uh,
Like, and also a grim thing that I've been noticing lately is that already certain countries are preparing themselves for being invaded.
hmm,
The
like
Baltic
which?
states are already basically preparing themselves for being invaded.
Yeah, yeah, you have a point there.
And of course,
Um,
Poland has ramped up its expenditure on defense to 4%.
yeah, which is wild. Poland does tend to show up to international arms exposés and just say, "Hi, yeah, I'll take it," and they say, "What?" Yeah, all of it, just everything.
Could have used that attitude
So
before World War II.
yeah, I mean, back then the technology level would have not really been like it was more of a manpower numbers game back then. So I don't know how well any of that would have helped, but it would have made the fight a whole hell of a lot more painful for anyone trying.
Because some Republicans politicians are fascists who would work with Putin. Trump being one of those Republican politicians and also being the head honcho of the grand old party, right?
Well, for now, hopefully he'll go be in prison by the time the election results run
He'll
around. I
just
mean,
be president from prison since that's how it works in the US.
I don't think that we would let that happen. Shockingly, no, I don't think that would happen. I mean, don't get me wrong. I doom occasionally with everybody else, and I look at how pathetic the U.S. can be. But after we've stopped being pathetic for long enough, we are capable of doing the right thing. And as long as, like, this is one of the big things that being a fella, I guess, means to me, which is trying to get as many people as possible to bitch at their senators and representatives.
Do you bitch at your senators and
Oh,
representatives?
hell, you got it. All right, my senators don't actually need a lot of encouragement because they're both Democrats and they're both all in for aid.
Mm-hmm.
My representative, unfortunately, is Rashida Tlaib.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, a lot of the social, like a lot of the domestic policies she has, all for it. No problems.
Mhm.
Um, then you get to her foreign policy, and it's like a hit or miss, what the hell are you doing kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that she is gonna feel some type of way about Palestine because she's Palestinian. She's the only Palestinian House member. Uh, Actually, she might be one of the only
So
Palestinians elected to
she will
a
be
federal position.
against aid to Israel.
Well, yes, but so is Bernie Sanders, to be honest.
Right. I mean, I don't think Israel should be getting aid, but
I don't think they need it.
yes,
Is yeah,
that's the
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So like outside of stuff to fill up the Iron Dome, which sure I'm fine with that, but they don't need anything other than that.
They don't need anything offensive, but
No, they really don't. They
um,
have their own freaking first world army. They don't need that, and they're not fighting an army. They're
and
fighting
they're not fighting for their survival. Even how much
no,
Israel tries to sell that as an idea, Israel's not
yeah,
fighting for survival. That's
they
ridiculous.
really aren't. I'm pretty sure at this point, and they're probably going to end up going into Rafah, aren't they?
Yeah.
I I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. And it really does suck that a lot of the people who are the loudest Palestinian advocates here
Mm-hmm.
are possibly the dumbest people around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the last couple of things I saw from them was like off of Twitter, where currently they're busy yelling at each other not to buy Starbucks or something, even though that has nothing to do with anything. Um, They were, I believe, yelling at cancer patients.
Cancer patients. Was it Jewish
Yeah,
patient cancer patients?
it was a hospital that was named after a Jewish guy, I think. Maybe it just had a Jewish sounding name. I don't know.
Okay.
But they were yelling at the children's cancer ward. So
Jesus.
that's the level of, crap that we have going on here. And of course, they'll happily let actual neo-Nazis into those because who just are in it because they don't like Jews,
Right.
which is very annoying. We even had the DSA, like members of the DSA or some chapter of them, just praising Hamas.
Hmm.
And I don't mean that they were being euphemistic about it. Like, no, they were just straight up praising them killing festival goers. It's like,
Hmm.
if these are your allies,
Need enemies.
you don't need enemies. No, like what the hell? Um,
So I guess what I'm interested in since I've gotten a hold of a fella
mhm.
is tell me about your fella work, which you started alluding to, telling people to
Well, to
harass
bitch.
their locals. I think I've got a
Well,
few US viewers here, even if the numbers are not quite super big, it's still like people could use some advice from a fella, I think.
I mean, it's not like I organized that much. Like
Would you like to
there's
organize more?
if I ever had time, like sure, maybe. Outside of doing things like I'm in a few group chats with other like a lot of them aren't Americans though. Some of them are, and I was explaining to a few people that if they're doing like fundraising drives for any sort of Ukrainian project,
Mm-hmm.
this time of year is the perfect time to be targeting Americans to give them that money. And do you know why?
No?
So this is tax season right now in the US. That
It'll be
sounds
tax
like
season in Poland soon, and I still don't know how to pay my taxes.
but you see, here in the US, at least most people don't actually have to write out a check for their taxes. We what we get instead is money back.
Mm-hmm. I mean, tax refunds are a thing here as well.
Yes, but that's most people here. Like almost
Which means
everybody
that
gets.
people don't earn much.
Um, it means that they were overtaxed, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a typical thing throughout the year. The tax refund, like if you watch any advertising, you probably get American advertisements, but I could be wrong. Maybe you don't. Um, you'll see that there are like, TurboTax, whatever. They'll talk about getting you your maximum refund and all of that. And that's because basically everybody, unless you're making a ton of money, gets a tax refund. And by a
Hmm.
ton of money, I mean like, $100,000 or more a year. Um,
So what's the
so
refund number usually?
depends on how much you make and how much you were overtaxed,
Mm.
but between $1,000 and $2,000 is not unusual.
That's some extra money.
Yes, it is. Technically, it was your money all along. You just needed to fill out your taxes, and then bam, you get it. So,
Well, I don't know how to fill out
um,
my taxes.
wait, what's that?
I don't know how to fill out my taxes because I don't know how the things that I do get taxed because my accountant said he has no clue.
Well, money isn't real anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it.
All right, so tell me more about your work.
So I don't even like calling it my work because it's not. It's just stuff that I will do when
Oh,
it's
fella.
like I can do. Like that's it. Um, Try to donate to like other than telling people like, hey, now is the time to do donation drives if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the local like some of the local Ukrainian churches are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
They'll put together um, like care packages. They'll put together drives for usually it's medical equipment, so things like tourniquets, things like that. So I think it's cat 2 or 3 tourniquets, like the good kind that aren't like knockoff garbage. Things like that. Um, some of the stuff that I have done, and I'm not going to like put numbers on this because it's not very much. I honestly don't make that much money. Is just donating directly to like Ukrainians who I know. Um, so like it's mostly been Diana to be honest, but some of it was to the Georgian Legion.
Mm-hmm.
But those those types of donations are the ones that like I will direct people towards if they're wondering like, hey, what can I do? Can I do anything? And it doesn't matter how much. Like you want to give $5. It's not a lot of money, but every little bit adds up. So yeah,
Yeah.
like, I can direct them to reputable orgs and reputable people who I know get money to the right places. So like
Mm-hmm.
Anastasia, like she's done a lot of good fundraising. Diana has done the same thing.
Diana.
Oxy, um, there's a few others I know of, but I can't think of off the top of my head. Like, what are their names? I could do like a dump of people who I would say, hey, like these are reputable people you could donate to. But outside of that, and doing things like uh, yelling at our local politicians to hurry the hell up and get this aid passed, and also kind of yelling at politicians and representatives that are not yours. You can do that too. There's nothing preventing you from calling uh, representatives that aren't yours and just saying, "Yeah, I'm one of your constituents, loser." Um, do what I say. You can do
But
that. You can just kind of
don't do what I do.
yes, yes. Don't um, do what I say. Like do
That's what I do.
the get the Ukrainian aid passed, you fool. Blah blah blah. And you know what? You can play up some of this by playing on um, what they're likely actual like things they might actually care about. Like if they just don't give a crap about Ukraine aid, but they're super pro Israel. Well, it's bundled together, isn't it now? So just tell them to pass the Israel aid. Like whatever, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's going to be bundled together, and I might disagree with the money going to Israel, but let's be realistic, it's going there anyway because it's the US and we're garbage sometimes.
Hmm.
But if something good can come out of something that I would say is bad, I'll take it because I'm pretty
Right.
sure that bad thing's going to happen anyway. um
So that's your
so
sort of engagement. So
that
you
yeah, that and just like making fun of Russian simps,
right
doing crap like that,
making fun of me
and
nonstop.
Yeah, doing that kind of crap on
The
Twitter.
number
Yeah,
one Russian sim.
that's the fun. Yes, that's the fun. Wait, you're the number one Russian
Of
simp. Hold
course,
up,
I,
hold
I
up.
tweet about Russia all the time. Glorious
That's
Putin.
not being a glorious poutine.
Poutine.
I eat poutine for breakfast.
Damn. That's not a fella thing to do.
Sure, it is. I go into Canada and I get some poutine.
Oh gosh.
Wait, you know what poutine is,
Yes,
right?
I do. I've been
Okay,
educated.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah.
So
No, there's
you
good
told me
stuff over
about
there.
that. You said you were shocked by the war. What happened then? How did you exactly become a feller?
Well, it only happened like, what was it, a few months into this. People were still doing fundraisers and things like that, and
Mm-hmm.
some of the guys that I was following or I kind of stumbled into and discovered was like, who was it? The guy who goes by like I am the War Axe or something. I think he goes by Matthew. He's one of the OGs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's basically what I stumbled onto was mil Twitter, like military Twitter, which I hadn't realized was a thing because I just wasn't into that at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's like, okay, these guys are funny and they're cool and they're busy raising money for Ukraine and they seem to be like, doing whatever. And that guy Kama started actually doing a real big fundraiser thing for the Georgian Legion. That was his idea, and
Mm-hmm.
he's another Polish guy. You probably know who that is, right? Kama Kamila?
Maybe.
Right. So
Right now, I mostly
unfortunately,
follow that person I gave you and one medic. I'll give you.
gotcha. Well, I'm not suggesting you follow Kama. He's actually he's done some shall we say Groiper like anti-Semitic posting in the past.
I see.
Um, so yeah, there's that. I'm not saying he's the best guy, but he was a guy who was
Well, he helped
for
Ukraine, so
yeah, he was
let's
giving
just
money to the Georgian
let's
Legion.
just keep it at that.
Yeah, yeah. He's not exactly a buddy of mine. All he did was give me well, he didn't even do it. It was somebody else who drew my little picture thing. But yeah, so that's what I stumbled into, and I was like, I've got $50 that I'm just going to spend on drugs and booze anyway. Why not? So you know, I just did that, and bam, it's like, okay, go forth and make fun of the Vatniks, and that's more or less how it started. Go forth, make fun of the Vatniks.
So what happens then?
Uh,
What happened then?
I mean, there's no organization or anything. Like, it's not an org.
Well,
So
no, it's not. I
yeah,
know that.
yeah. Like there are some people that are very confused by that, but yeah, like it's just a go forth and do that, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'm following a few people, but I don't follow more than one Ukrainian. Let's find a few more. So yeah, I found a few more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, sure. Found a few of them. They're doing fundraisers and stuff. Um, you know, share that as much as possible so that everybody knows about it. Donate if you can. And then, if there's local stuff that you can
I'm
do,
talking to a fella.
like, I know there's stuff going on where I used to live. Sorry, what's up?
I said I'm talking to
Uh,
a fella.
oh, okay. Um,
Did you still
gotcha.
hear
Sorry.
me there just now?
No, I didn't. I have your stream up on screen so I can
Okay.
see you. But there's a delay. But still, I saw your mouth moving, and yeah, I'm just like, huh, interesting. Yes, hello. Um, but yeah, like I used to live in Chicago, and Chicago has a huge Ukrainian and Polish population.
How big?
Big enough that there's a section of it called the Ukrainian Village.
How many
Um,
people would you say?
it's got to be over 100,000.
Okay. And how many
Um,
Polish people?
I have absolutely no idea. There's so many people with Polish last names in America that it's insane.
Apparently, there are like 10 million Polish people in the US,
That doesn't shock me in the slightest.
which is
And
basically 1/4 of the entire Polish population in Poland, because it's like close to 40 million in Poland. So 10 million is like, ah,
I gotcha. Yeah, they actually did have. Well, Pittsburgh has a huge Polish population too.
Ukraine is being
Enough that,
discussed as always.
yeah, Pittsburgh has a big enough Polish population that I thought pierogi was a Pittsburgh thing before I found out it was a Polish thing.
Oh, pierogi is like, I wouldn't say it's Polish. I would say it's more like a broadly Eastern European thing.
Well, fair enough. But I had no
But
idea
even,
that that was.
I'm gonna be.
Yeah, I didn't know that that was a thing outside of Pittsburgh. That's what I thought it was. Like pierogi cooked in butter
Yes, you
with
can
onions or
trace
something.
pierogi to Ukraine.
Hmm.
The history is like, where is it? The thing that I'm looking at.
Hold on. I'm
According
gonna.
to the legend of Jacek Odrowąż, he was just, how do you say, amazed by pierogi during his trip to Kiev.
Oh,
Yeah, in the
interesting.
and
Do
thanks to
you want to
that he came
know?
to Poland, and he supposedly fed the poor with pierogis.
Yes, and then what do we do with it here? I'm gonna paste it directly into Twitch
So
chat.
there we go. One moment.
This 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 is what we do with pierogi and kielbasa here.
This is not a site available in your country. By the way,
What? It's
yeah.
the cooking channel.
Well, it's not available. Sorry.
Ah,
I'm sorry.
bastards.
But yes, it says that
It's
in modern day, pierogis are thought by Polish people and foreigners to be a typical Polish national dish. But it is agreed that the idea of actually putting stuff inside of them came from China.
okay, that's interesting.
And from China, it came to Rus, which is not Russia. I will keep repeating that forever.
Mm-hmm.
And from there,
Yeah.
it came to Poland. And from then,
And
it
what
spread
I
to the West.
and what I linked you was something that we have done to it here, which might be blasphemous, but I don't know. It is a sandwich from a bar called Fathead Saloon. It is like a bunch of kielbasa on the bottom, and on top of that you put pierogies.
What?
And on top of that you put melted cheese and fried onions, and then you glue it all together and stick it into your face because this is America.
Uh,
Yep. Can you feel your arteries clanging shut just listening to that? I gained 5 pounds just looking at the picture. Anyway, yeah, that is the kind of nonsense that we do here. So, hey, if you ever want to get someone real mad, talk to Italians about American Italian food. Like they get real mad, and it's really funny because we do it better, especially if it's like Chicago pizza.
Oh, we do it better. Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm a Chicago pizza stan.
So how do you? I have to ask, my dear fella.
Mm-hmm.
How do you stay in touch with Ukrainian news? How do you stay plugged in? What's your main source of Ukrainian news?
Ukrainian news? Okay,
As in
so
news of what's happening in Ukraine. That is what I meant.
CNN for the longest time. That was one.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to you, seeing what Ukrainians are posting on Twitter. That's another one.
Right, that's one.
But yeah, a lot of it is Western news. But then you can also, like, part of the problem is that I don't speak any other languages other than English, understanding a little bit of Spanish, and I don't speak enough Japanese to read anything that's going on over there, really.
Mm.
Um, but
Well,
yeah,
yeah, right. So, what do you consume? What are your main consumeries
like for news and stuff like that, it's
for
it's
Ukraine
largely
war news?
for the Ukraine war. It's
That's our
about the
topic.
same. Yeah, I would say
You're the
CNN
fella.
is one of the bigger ones. That's true. CNN is one of the bigger ones, but then you can dive a little bit deeper into people who contribute to CNN who do talk about Ukraine.
Hmm.
General Mark Hertling is one of them, and he is on Twitter. Um, he is a regular contributor. You might not always like what he has to say, but
Hmm.
um, he's not an idiot, and he's definitely not a Russia simp. Let's put it that way. He actually used to command, I think it was Ground Forces Europe. Um, so he was the main guy over there for the longest time, and he actually spent some time training the 2018 2019 Ukrainian army.
Okay.
So he's invested in a lot of this stuff too. Um, Outside of him, let's see. There's is his what's his name? His last name, unfortunately, is the same as.
As
Let me think. Da, 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 da,
Trump.
da. I'm probably misremembering his name. He used to be he used to work for the CIA. Hold on.
What? Excuse me. What?
Uh, he's a guy I follow on here. He used to be in the intelligence community. He was in the
Uh,
CIA.
mhm.
But yeah, let's see. I can't find him right now. Uh, Wait. Nope. I
Nope.
just can't remember his. I thought his last name was Spicer, but I could be wrong. I'm probably
Spicer.
wrong.
Spicy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm wrong with that one.
Spicy meatball.
He is a spicy meatball.
Meatball. All right.
Ah. Anyway,
Anyway.
one thing I've got to do
Yeah.
is get some more dinner because I'm on 3 meals a day,
Mm-hmm. I should get
and
dinner as well. But interest
yeah,
it is interesting. So you mainly get your war news from the mainstream media, it seems.
largely yeah. I mean,
Didn't the mainstream media sort of wind down when it comes to talking about Ukraine?
um, yes, a
And
little
the
bit.
US, I mean, and Poland, it's still every single day.
Yeah, and there is what was that one Polish channel that was doing something in
TVP?
English?
TVP
That's
World?
yes, that's it. Um, like I know there was some issues with them,
There was not an
but
issue with them. There was a broader issue with the TVP as an entity. It was not
oh,
an
okay,
issue with TVP World in particular.
okay.
It
Well,
was an
I'm
issue
glad
with
that got cleared up.
how the TVP was basically a propaganda tube for the old far right government that has been in charge for the last 8 years. That was it.
Oh, okay. That's I had heard something about that, but I'm guessing most of the propaganda stuff would have been done in Polish and directed at a domestic audience
Hmm.
rather than the
Some of it
English
has been
language
done
version.
internationally as well, but it was about the
Okay.
Holocaust provisionism.
Ah, gotcha. Well, yeah, I used to watch some of them. There are a few other channels I'll get some stuff from, but I try to limit that because there's so much sensationalized garbage that gets
Limit
put out there.
channel.
What's up? Like YouTube channels, things like that.
YouTube,
There
like
are
streamers, you mean?
no, not streamers. Like trying to think here. I'll
Hmm.
just take a quick look. Let's see who have we got here.
Who have we got
Do do
here?
do 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 do. I'm certain I am about to see at least a
Hello, Maya
few.
Mayor.
Let's see. Bow of the Fifth Column.
I
I don't know if you know
I
who that is.
recognize this person.
Okay, so he's not the breaking news type of person usually.
I don't think
Um,
so. No.
so I will occasionally listen to stuff that he has to say. Um, Times Radio.
Times
I
Radio.
think. Yep. They're not too bad.
Do they
SK.
live thing or?
No, I don't think so. Um, they might. I could be wrong. Um, but yeah, let me see. Do they do live stuff? I'm looking at their channel right now just to check.
Mhm.
Maybe. Yeah, looks like they do. I just actually haven't
So
bothered checking in on any of
since
it.
you're here, I assume you also consume streamer content
I do.
when it comes to the war.
Yeah, I used to watch. He got kicked off of Twitch, unfortunately, but Hobson.
Mm-hmm.
He's Ukrainian.
Mm-hmm.
So he was doing some of that. Rick the Ukrainian
Rick the Ukrainian.
is good. Operator Starsky, everybody knows who that is, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. There's a few others like when it just comes to like YouTube channels and streamers and stuff like that, like Anna from Ukraine, I think,
She doesn't
who is
stream.
not this. Yeah, she. This is not Ukrainian Anna. This is not Anastasia.
Okay.
This is a completely different person, who does commentary and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but there are like all I can say is like a lot. There's a lot of good ones out there. There are also a lot of people who will do sensationalist stuff.
Like
I'll
who?
give you an example of someone who I think does sensationalist stuff.
Yeah.
His name is the Russian Dude. He is Russian. He is very pro-Ukrainian. I will throw that out, and he lives in Canada.
Okay.
But he is definitely pro-Ukrainian. You
Mm-hmm.
won't find anything other than that on his channel, and he doesn't seem to whine about being Russian at all
Mm-hmm.
either, or try to make excuses.
So what's
I
wrong
don't
with
think
him?
I've seen him do that. Who's that?
So what's wrong with him?
No, my problem with him is that
He's Russian.
I think
It's
it's
in
his
his blood.
style.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's his style. It's like who's someone else who does stuff like this? Where I just have a problem with their style and what I
Yeah.
think is like clickbaity sensationalism. Like Sarah Ashton Cirillo.
Okay.
Like I know she's pro-Ukrainian. Holy shit, she got wounded over there, like in a trench.
Mm-hmm.
She's definitely done a lot of good work. I just find that she's very sensationalist in what
Right.
she does. And she's done a few things where I think Dylan even kind of made fun of her for this, where she sounded a lot more like a North Korean propagandist. like, like if you were to take her style and cadence, um, yeah, like she looked like someone who, if you just had her speaking Korean, she would not have looked out of place on like North Korean state television.
Damn.
I mean, it was all pro-Ukrainian, yeah, but like I also wouldn't watch someone who was, I don't know, praising Zelensky as some sort of god emperor of mankind. Like I think he's okay, sure, but he's not anyone special. Like he's a decent politician who's doing the best he can,
He's a
and he's
comedian.
doing the
Doesn't
right
that
thing.
make him special?
Well, that makes him special in a different way, in that he can play the piano with his dick, and I
Oh my
can't do that.
gosh. Oh my goodness.
Um, you've never seen that clip? Come on, you have to have seen that.
I'm too innocent for clips like this.
That's true. But
I'm
yeah, it was him
pure.
and some other
Didn't you know
comedian.
that I'm a pure person?
I
Don't I
forgot that you are pure.
don't I
I
look like a pure person?
well, I don't know. What am I? You're into anime, and that already tells me. I don't know.
Look at this face. Do I not look like it?
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Hmm?
You've got me on that one. But I'm looking over at the cat, and I think his face might be a little bit more pure. Maybe. No,
I'm
no,
still
it's not.
waiting for you to name one super nice streamer that covers Ukraine.
Oh, would this be the Lucy Haze person? I've
Yes.
heard of her. She streams and she covers Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. You have not
Hmm.
mentioned that streamer. You
I'm
must.
on your stream. Ugh.
True.
But yeah, yeah.
I'm not a weeb, even though I speak Japanese and read manga and draw manga.
Well, I mean, I
Oh,
never told you that the Japanese version of weebs are looked down upon a little bit more than they are in the West.
I'm an animator, okay? Not a weeb.
Well, all right, fair enough.
Have you seen my animation?
No.
You have not. I'm working on one now.
Wait,
What? What happened?
hold on one second. There's a car alarm going off outside, and I don't know if it's mine.
It's yours. Of course. What do you mean? Who else's would it be?
Okay, sorry, back. Probably wasn't my car.
Who else's would it be?
Anyone else in the apartment
It's
complex?
not like anybody else apart from you has a car. You're a rich fella.
Yes, I drive the finest Ford Fiesta from 2014.
Yes. Do you know that in Vietnam there is a big trend that makes you feel like a very special rich person who has a lot of clout and prestige?
No, I've never actually been to Vietnam, although I have been to a lot of other places in Asia.
So in Vietnam, if you wanna, that's been the case a few years ago at least. If you wanna give a Vietnamese person a nice, prestigious gift item, you should give them cheese and wine.
Mm. That might be something I do tomorrow for myself.
Apparently, that's all the rage, or has
No,
been
I'm
a
just,
few years back.
huh. All right, yeah, I can see that. I might, no, now that I'm thinking about it, I might really do that for myself. And the only reason I might do that for myself is I'm trying to lose weight. And what that means is that Monday through Thursday, well, really more like Sunday through Thursday, I am restricting myself to a much smaller amount of calories than I need, much smaller. Um, and then I can kind of do whatever I want. Saturday evening
You can do
to
whatever the hell you want, just like Russia with the NATO countries that don't pay enough.
yes, yes. However, this would be me attacking a plate of tacos instead, rather than attacking a NATO country.
They don't pay enough.
Well, the tacos didn't pay me, so naturally
Not two
they
percent of your
deserve what they get.
GDP.
No, they have paid me 0%. Blue, did you pay any percentage? Now that I think about it,
Who are you gonna vote for in the upcoming presidential election?
um, well, the joke answer would be Dark Brandon.
But the real
So
question is Donald J. Trump, a real American.
what I'm gonna do is the same thing I did last time. Okay,
You voted
so
Trump.
I'm gonna no. I voted for Biden twice in Detroit. Sorry, twice in
Twice. You
Chicago.
can vote twice in the. Oh.
If you're in Chicago, yes. So here's the thing. In 2020, I moved from Chicago to Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
and I moved just before the presidential election, like right before election day. So I voted 3 or 4 times early in Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
and then I moved to Detroit the day before the election. So the day of the election,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't registered, but I could switch a lot of votes.
Mm.
So I switched all the votes from Donald Trump to Joe Jorgensen. and that's why no one's caught me yet. I'm the guy who did that.
Oh yeah. So what do you
Yeah.
think of
So,
the register to vote system?
um, I'm registered now in Michigan.
Yeah, but what do you
Uh,
think of the existence of the system of registering to vote?
I mean, it's different state by state. Obviously, we have to have a system to do that, but it depends on what state
Why
you're in.
do you need a system like that?
Um, what do you mean?
Why do you need to register to vote? What's the purpose?
Uh, so that you get a ballot?
Why can't you just get a ballot by being a citizen?
Oh, I know what you mean. You mean like why isn't there just like a I'm in the United States and I'm a US citizen,
Yeah,
I get a ballot for that?
yeah.
Yeah, that's because of how stupid our system is here. It varies state by state, and I don't like that. If I
I mean,
could,
there
I
there
would make
could
it
be like
federal.
I thought of that like in 5 seconds on top of my head. There could be like a countrywide list of citizens, digital list, and there that could be also a digital voter list, which means they would not have to
Mhm.
register.
Yes, but you see, you're forgetting something.
Yeah, in Poland there is no such thing as registering to vote.
Yeah, I don't think there is in Canada either.
The UK has registry to vote.
The UK does?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I think Australia does, but they also have compulsory voting.
Mm,
Like you have to vote, or else you get fined.
mm. So I don't know.
Um,
It feels like just a system that basically restricts people from voting.
yeah, it's not great. We should have a better system, but with the way things are set up here now, the federal government actually can't do anything. Um, so yeah, like they can't actually impose their will on the states for that because that's how shit's set up. So
Mm, that's
until we could try to do it so that it's better, the best you can try to do is push for better types and easier types of voter registration in the state that you're in. And right now, it's pretty easy in usually in like blue states, it tends to be pretty easy. That's not always the case. Um, but in Michigan, I was able to register to vote simply by getting my driver's license here. I didn't have to ask. I actually had to opt out of being registered to vote.
in Poland. All you need to do to vote is you can basically just show an app on your phone.
Well, that would be nice here.
I can't believe that Poland is ahead of the curve in this
Look,
regard.
it's every country has their quirks, right? Everyone thinks Japan is all like high tech, and then you realize they still use fax machines.
Well,
And
also,
most,
I don't know how COVID has changed that, but Japan has also been a very heavy paper currency country in comparison to
oh
using
yeah,
cards.
I used to pay my gas bill at the ATM there in cash. It was the stupidest system I've ever seen. Like, what I would have to do is go to the ATM, pull cash out, close like I'm done with it, close the ATM like I'm done with it, and then open another transaction saying I want to pay my gas bill, and then put the money right back into the ATM.
Hmm,
It was very, very stupid.
interesting.
Um, yeah.
So tell
But,
me, as a fella, as a U.S.
mhm.
citizen, you are a U.S. citizen, right?
uh, till they revoke it for one reason or another.
As a progressive, I assume you're a progressive.
Oh yeah, I would consider
So, as
myself
a
that.
progressive, what is your opinion on progressive victory?
Um, I have no issue with it. I like it so far. It's got a diverse mix of people. Um, like they're doing the best they can. I think a lot of the stuff they're doing is pretty good, like getting people registered to vote, knocking on doors, and doing the stuff they were doing, especially in the state they were doing it in Ohio. Like I had wanted to go there, and I would have gone if I didn't
You
have
wanted
car
to go
trouble.
help canvas?
Yeah, yeah. They were canvassing in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I would have gone if I hadn't had car trouble.
You
But
wanted to meet
yeah,
Destiny.
I wanted to meet Dylan, but and actually IRI, he's not too bad.
What about Loner Box?
I would have said hi to Loner Box, and then I would have had him immediately deported because he's a filthy Scotsman.
He did knock door to door as well.
That's true, he did. But I'm never gonna stop holding a grudge against the UK.
I see. Do you think it is effective for a foreigner to do canvassing in the US?
Mm,
Do you think it is a
it
wise
depends.
move for a person?
It doesn't just being a foreigner doesn't stop you from doing that at all because
True, but
absolutely.
I'm at what, and I mean, technically speaking, anybody can do anything. But my question is, doesn't it
You
sort
mean like
of
if
create
you
a negative perception? For example, foreigners are butting into our affairs.
well, here's the thing. First of all, how would they know? And I mean, you might say, well, they would have an accent or something like that, and maybe, sure,
I mean,
but
the
so do a lot
appeal,
of people
the
here.
the appeal of progressive victory, I assume, is that the streamers are doing it, so they would
That is
know
probably the appeal.
the loner box, the foreigner streamer.
I mean, yeah, but I think there might have been at least one Canadian streamer down there too. And I mean,
Not
Dylan's
just
from Maryland, and that's basically a foreign country. So
Maryland is a foreign country. It's like a oblast.
yeah, it's a very. I was stationed in Maryland once, and like these kind of guys, they think they're Americans, but they eat crabs all the time. I mean, you'll see people walking down the hallway, and it's
Aren't
like, yeah,
crabs expensive?
not in Maryland.
Not in Maryland. They're cheap.
Well, they fish for crabs right there. So yeah.
I mean, in Vietnam, there are certain tourist spots in which usually you can get food very cheap, but there are certain tourist spots in which um, the prices for food reach very Western prices, especially for the tourists.
Oh, I know. I've been to places like that. Like the same is true in the Philippines, um, and in Thailand. So yeah, but if
And
you
the best place to go is for a nice street food.
where's that?
Uh, on most streets.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, honestly, some of the best street food I've ever had was probably in South Korea. Like,
Well, you haven't been
uh,
to Vietnam, so you don't know.
no, I've never been to Vietnam.
Actually,
Um,
in Saigon has a few nice sort of minorities. Like if there's a pretty strong Japanese minority living there. There's a whole little Japanese district that's run by a person that owns apartments and sort of exclusively rents the apartments to Japanese people because of an incident that happened to him when he went to
hmm.
Japan and his wife started giving birth at the airport, and he said that the, that they received such great care and sort of
Oh,
attention that he figured out that Japanese people are the best and started renting in Vietnam exclusively to them, and a little bit of a Japanese sort of district formed around that.
look, as long as at least one ramen shop was opened up, then it was worth it.
And we went with my best friend to a little Japanese place.
What
And
kind of place? Like,
sort of like where you have this hot metal thing and things
oh,
are
okay.
getting cooked on it.
Okay, yeah. It's I didn't. They have some places like that that are called like Viking restaurants in Japan.
Hmm. And so the
And
lady
it's
basically assumed that everybody in the world spoke Japanese. She spoke to people in Japanese even though they didn't understand anything. When I spoke to her in Japanese to ask her where can I find a bookstore where I could get any Japanese books, she just treated it as like a basic fact of the world that I just spoke to Japanese to her.
That's hilarious.
and just responded to me without skipping a beat, as if everybody in the world spoke Japanese, which is
As
funny.
they do. Just like most Americans assume
Hmm.
everyone speaks
And
English.
also, like,
Perfect.
Vietnam has this special relationship with China.
Okay, I gotta know, what is the special relationship they have with China?
I'm thinking of a proper comparison. You know how Ukraine has a special relationship with Russia?
Ah, is it like that kind of special relationship?
Yeah.
Ah,
In
yep, that
some
makes sense.
aspects, I'd say that it's even more
Yeah,
because Vietnam has been occupied historically by China for 1,000 years.
sounds about right. Yep.
And throughout the 1,000 years, the people of that region tried to break free and did. And like, there's still this fear that China wants to take over Vietnam. There are some laws that forbid foreigners from buying real estate because it's aimed at China. It's aimed against China trying to buy out Vietnam piece by piece, literally.
That does not shock me, and actually, it's probably not a bad idea
And
because it's not like they haven't been making moves like around the Philippines and, building little islands up and spraying fishing boats and
mhm.
playing bumper boats
Yeah,
in that region of the world.
yeah.
And,
China
also,
is in Asia
yeah,
what China is to Europe. What Russia is to Europe, basically.
yeah, pretty much. For now, I mean, Japan used to be doing that sort of thing, but
Yes, but
um,
they were
yeah.
defanged.
Yes, but now they're rearming again. So what we're going to do is the Greater East Asian Prosperity Sphere,
Hmm.
but we're going to do it democratically and woke this time.
True. And also, like like uh, we sort of met various people in Vietnam, like my best friend's sort of acquaintance who
Hmm.
showed us around Hanoi. She's like a lawyer. She was
Huh.
kind enough to sort of engage in conversation with me in English from time to time because my best friend just spoke to all of them in Vietnamese all the time.
I
And
gotcha.
and I asked her at one point, "So, do you hate China?" And she said, yeah, "Of course," as if that was like the most obvious thing to feel. Like the grass is green. Yep, of course. You know.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, one of the guys I was stationed with, but this is the last station I had when I was in the Navy. He's one of the ordnance guys. So he's all right. I might have to explain this. The ordnance guys in naval aviation, they have sort of the same reputation as the Marines in that their reputation is that they're kind of dumb. Um,
Okay.
like they eat crayons. You've got to keep them away from sharp objects, whatever. Um, anyway, so this guy, and it's been so long, I kind of forget his name. I'm gonna have to look him up on Facebook again. But he was Vietnamese, like Vietnamese American. But I mean, he was from Vietnam. Like
Which
he
region?
got, uh, I think it was Ho Chi Minh City,
Saigon.
Saigon. Yeah. Um, that's where I think it was. I could be wrong. However, um, first off, like it's weird because he was married to a German girl, but
Is it weird to be married to a German girl?
always. No, it was just odd because I'm like, how did they even meet? First
We're
of all,
talking to a fella. I have to keep. I mean, they met when they met. Okay, people
they.
meet in many mysterious circumstances. You don't know who I meet from what parts of the world and what we do.
Oh, I know. I've met a lot of people
You
from a
know
lot of
what I
different parts
do
of
and
the
who I
world.
meet.
I know everything, and we're part of the CIA, which doesn't exist, so don't worry about it. But you're in control of the CIA anyway because you're Polish, and they control everything. We already covered this.
True.
So I might know everything about you, but it's only because you control me.
Director
So
Burns is on my payroll.
that's true. Yeah. But and he thanks you very much. But
Sure he does.
no, it was weird because like I mean we would like obviously his nickname was Charlie, but yeah, we'd hang out and occasionally we would run into places where he could actually use Vietnamese and kind of be our tour guide. Like some
Ah,
parts of Thailand, he
Vietnamese
could get
is a
away with that.
beautiful language.
Yeah,
I have here
I mean,
somewhere a book that's Vietnamese language textbook. Oh, here we go. It's in English as well. Vietnamese. You see it on stream?
mm, oh yeah, I can read that now. Yeah, nice.
I'm a language nerd, apart from being a history nerd.
I can't say I'm much of a language nerd. I wish I was better at languages. I really am. Like Ukrainian is really hard for me
Tell me the
because
words
it's
that
like
you know
gendered
in
in
Ukrainian.
Ukrainian. Let's see. Dim is house. So
So in Polish,
dim
in Polish,
med is honey.
it's dom,
Dom.
dom.
Let's see.
Miud
In Czech,
is.
it's doma.
Doma. Nice.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. I'm not even looking at
I'm like
at
Destiny.
Discord. So
See,
I
I'm
didn't
like
even know who
I'm
that
like
was. I'm
Destiny
like, huh?
now. I just sit and stream, and people call in and talk to me. I feel like a big prestigious streamer. I just sit here and like, hi buddy, what do you want to talk about? Want to debate me?
We already had 2 debates. It's amazing,
And I
and I
won
won
both.
both of them. No, I won both.
Ain't you supposed to let a lady win?
Well, yes, but see, I'm a feminist, and that means I make the lady lose because it wouldn't be fair otherwise.
Oh, so I guess men were being feminists throughout history then.
Yes, that's what chivalry was, but
I
it is
see.
dead now.
I got a DM on Twitch from a fan.
Oh no.
Want me to read it out?
Do tell.
Cope and cry. Putin did nothing wrong. You should be smoked like Nazis being smoked by Russia.
Oh, I got a DM from that same guy earlier. That's when I was taking a minute to report him and block him.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Sorry for intruding. Well, for and immiscing myself in here.
No, you're fine. At least
I
for
just-
me.
I used to like do the bare minimum, having hashtag Naphon in my Twitter bio. But one thing that really turned me off to that part was the reaction to the Palestine Ukraine to the Palestine Israel war.
It depends on who you follow. There's gonna be like I'll put it this way. One guy I know, who's like been doing the NAFO thing for a little bit. It's the weirdest thing, and I'm not gonna name names here, okay? Because
names.
no, I'm not gonna do
Destiny.
that.
My husband.
No, it was not Destiny. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm pretty sure this guy doesn't follow any streamers at all.
Oh.
But I knew him from college. We actually went to college together, and weirdly enough, I found him again in like one of those like voice spaces. What are those called? Is it spaces?
MySpace.
On
No.
on Twitter.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Like
I
the
think-
voice thing that you can host. Yeah. So I found him in there, and like he had been talking, and I'm like, I knew a guy who was a lot like you. And then I say, hey, did you do this in the Navy? He's like, yeah. I'm like, have you ever been to Japan? He's like, yeah, I went to college there. I'm like, holy shit, are you? And then he's like, yeah. He's like, I figured out who you were about 20 minutes ago. I'm like, holy shit! Like, what are you doing here? So it was kind of weird. Like, it was cool. We talked to each other a few times in like Discord and all that afterwards. I've caught up a little bit. So here's the thing. For some reason, he's gone full like, I don't know, anti-Muslim Catholic or something since I met him, which is very weird to me. Because when I met him, he was a straight up tanky.
Yeah, well, like those people tend to like go from
one extreme to the other. Yeah.
Well, maybe not one extreme to the other, but because like there wasn't like it would imply that there was like a field that you could that like it would imply there was a line to begin with where they could go from one extreme to.
No, you're not wrong. Like, at least some of his views aren't as shitty as they used to be, but I mean,
Whose?
like, I'm not telling you his name. You can figure it, like, I'm not doxing anybody on here. No, I've never met Bad Empanada, unfortunately, because if I ever did meet Bad Empanada.
Who have you met? You've met me.
Well, I've met you, but not in real life. I have met this guy in real life. Because like we've gotten he's not a streamer, no.
Oh,
I don't think I've met any streamers in real life.
Boom. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get dinner. YouTube.
I got you.
And don't say slurs.
All right, I've got this list of slurs out in iambic pentameter. We'll be reading them shortly. No, I won't do that.
Well, I know some slurs in Quebecois, you know.
Tabernacle.
Yeah, well, that's the easy ones.
That's the easy one, and I only found that one out from a book actually. But
oh, really? What kind of book?
It was. Have you ever read anything from Harry Turtledove?
No, I don't think I've ever heard that name.
He writes alternate history. He actually, he still writes alternate history, and he's on Twitter, and he's hilarious. Let me put it this way: he's not a fan of Trump. He does not like him very much.
Oh, that could go either way. Like, there are like never Trumpers who still are conservatives, but just don't really like the uncivility of Trump, you know?
Yeah, he's not one of those types, believe me. As much as he writes about alternate history, he likes to take a giant shit on fascism whenever he can. Like, he wrote a lot about World War II alternate history, but it wasn't like, you know, this is how Hitler could have won or anything like that. Although he has written stuff where the Nazis won. But it was from the perspective of a family of Jews living in Berlin who were still hiding the fact that they were Jewish, and how they were surviving. And essentially, it sort of, I don't want to give away spoilers or anything, but this isn't really spoilers. It sort of followed, like, think about like the Soviet Union as it was about to collapse, the kind of things that were happening. It was like that, only it was the Third Reich. Well, it was starting to collapse, and become more liberalized, and, you know, the Czechs were busy like, hey, we're going to be independent now, just so you know. And, you know, there were people actually speaking out against like some of the things that they'd done in the past. And it's like, you know, some of this shit was really fucked up, right? Like, it wasn't, like out in the open or anything, but it's wild. Some of the stuff there, that the guy had written. And it's like, okay, like this is, you know, that's the alternate history that he was writing on that one. He also wrote another one where, like, basically nobody won World War II because aliens invaded. So there was that.
those damn aliens.
Well, they were damned aliens. I believe they nuked Kansas.
Well, I've only heard of Kansas from Wizard of Oz. It might as well be imaginary.
Yeah, pretty much. Kind of like Quebec.
Ah,
You
you got
come
me.
on, come
You
on.
got,
All right.
you got me there.
Hey, they probably also nuked Detroit, but nobody noticed. So
Well,
Okay,
depends.
I'm back. Who
Yeah?
wants to debate me?
well, I actually have to go and get some food, so I'm gonna take off, and
It's been nice.
probably yeah, it's been nice talking to you. But see, Dylan is also streaming, so I've got to at least listen to whatever the hell.
I see.
Listen to the shit.
I see. You've made your choice. Okay.
Traitor.
Come on, I have to pay my dues. I got to pay my dues.
I
Plus,
see.
apparently, Tucker Carlson apparently went to a Soviet supermarket and
There is
was
no Soviet
astonished.
supermarket. It's a Russian one.
Sorry, I'm
gonna cover this today. Oh, you've made your choice. You chose Dylan over me.
I have to go to sleep in 2 hours, so
Yeah,
I've got to get some food
You chose
and go to
Dylan
sleep.
over me. I see.
Yeah. Well, have you seen his hair? He's very cute.
Have you seen my hair?
So
I'm not cute. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm not cute. Yes. Okay.
I'm far too old for you.
How are you? How
So
old
is-
are you?
Wait, hold on. I've been talking a little bit, and I should give you some idea. That should give you some idea of how old I am. How old do you think I am?
32.
You're low. Keep going up. Go higher.
39.
Ooh, you're almost on the money. I'm
45.
38.
38.
38. Well, hold on. 38 in 2 weeks.
How old do you think I am?
I actually have no idea, but keep in mind, you could be anywhere. Because here's the thing: I've known a few people on HRT, and it does seem to do some reverse aging. So you could be anywhere between. I'm gonna go with 22 to 38.
What is your opinion? It's not a trick question. It is.
I'm gonna guess 35.
Oh, but you said you were too old for me. You think a 3 years difference is too old for me?
No, not really. I have no idea. I'm just screwing around. Wait, how old are you really, though?
You're not supposed to ask a lady that. What?
That's true. That's
The
true.
hell?
What did I say earlier? Chivalry is dead because I'm a feminist.
You ask me my age. You say I'm not cute by calling someone else cute, and you choose their stream over mine. I don't know what to say anymore.
I'm being influenced by my cat. Okay. Now he's also very cute, but I neglected to mention this.
What's wrong with
He
my
is-
hair?
I'm being influenced by my cat, and he is a Russian blue.
What is wrong with my hair? Is my hair not?
Nothing's wrong with your hair.
You said earlier, look at his hair, and that he is cute, implying that my hair is not cute enough, and that I'm not cute enough.
No. See, this is typical woman behavior. No. Just because Dylan has luscious Samson-like locks, that is where he derives his power from. Does not mean that your hair is also not good. My hair is also long and luscious. It's just that it's a beard.
I see.
Yeah. And also because I haven't had a haircut in a while and I need one. But yeah.
Go to your do your real favorite streamer.
I have to. Oh, Lonerbox is live. Now your favorite streamer is alive.
Who's your favorite streamer?
My favorite streamer?
Yeah.
Like, if you want to go with, like, who do I watch the most, it's Dylan.
Oh, okay.
Although, followed by a close second by, all right, you probably don't know who this is. Lucy Haze?
Oh, okay.
Close second.
Close second. Okay.
Yeah. And then after that, if I've got like, some time, there is who is it? Oh, she stopped streaming. No more streaming from her. I guess I'm not gonna say anything then. Yeah.
What is there aristocracy or
Well,
something?
well, I don't actually have a problem with aristocracy, but she hasn't been streaming anyway, so.
Oh, well, we have lots of problems with aristocracy.
I can imagine what they are. Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm just saying I also don't kind of blame her too much. So yeah, yeah.
I blame her. She's the biggest Polish Jewish trans streamer.
Well, that is your prerogative as the largest Polish Jewish trans streamer.
Oh.
But
I blame her for
Eh.
everything.
now, you can't just blame the Jews for everything.
Excuse me?
I'm kidding.
Well, well, Lucy is Jewish.
And
Should you also be blaming herself?
What?
don't blame yourself either. That's not good.
Hmm.
No.
I go challenge the owner box. So wait, you should go
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the owner box now, and you should say that Lucy wants to challenge. Lucy wants to challenge.
I could do that.
Do it.
He's talking with Progressive Victory people, apparently.
Of whom?
I don't know. I'm just looking at his stream title. He hasn't even really started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he has 0 viewers right now. That's how early it is on here.
Maybe
Got the thing
once
going
I
on.
become a super huge streamer, I'll be invited to Progressive Victory since any foreigner can.
You
Yeah.
can, yeah.
My
All you've
Then
gotta
I'll
do
go
is
to your
come
state
here.
and knock door to door.
You could
I actually have family in Austin. Didn't you know?
in Austin. Oh, see, that's barely even the U.S. That's Texas. That doesn't count.
How dare you?
Hey, even they'll tell you that they're not Americans. They're Texans.
Just like we're not Canadians or Quebecois.
You're insulting my family.
What? They're not going to tell you that they're Texans?
No. They're probably gonna
Are they
tell me
even
they're
real
Polish,
Texans then?
But yeah, they live in
Hmm.
Austin. Austin is apparently some sort of like a exception to the.
It's like a. It's not really an exception. It's just a weird town. Like, keep in mind, Joe Rogan also lives in Austin, I think now, and so does what's his face, Alex Jones.
Oh my! What? You're kidding?
Yeah, Alex Jones lives in Austin.
You're kidding.
Nope. You
No
could run
way.
into Alex Jones walking around Austin.
No way.
Well, all right, you'd probably have to be in select parts of the city at like 2 a.m. and like dangle a whiskey bottle out somewhere and he'll come by. But it is Alex Jones, so I wouldn't actually recommend like tempting him anywhere. Unless, well, all right, you could do it with that. However, I will say, and Alex Jones is well known to be a chaser, so you might want to avoid him, is all I'm saying.
Wait, really? No, you're kidding. You're joking.
He's definitely fucking Blair White.
What? No. Stop it.
Yeah.
If he's,
is that-
this is not a joke. I'm not even kidding. No,
Stop
like
it.
well, all right. Keep in mind, I don't look at that as Alex Jones being weird. I look at that as Blair White having low standards.
They're
But she
not
is
a thing. Come on.
No, she's been on his show multiple times, and like they clearly hit it off.
It does not mean they're
They
banging.
are fucking.
It does not mean
Who
they're
the hell-
banging.
Okay, but Blair White is also so vile. Who else would get around her personality? Only Alex Jones. And she's got to be one of the loneliest people on the planet because of how awful she has been to basically everyone except him. So you think about it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Also, people have, seen him open his. He pulled a Vosh before, where he like got screenshots of what he was looking at, pulled up on his phone, and it was caught on film. So
Was it
it
travel
was
but-
related?
it was nothing but trans girls.
Well, it was like seeing conservative.
It was
Yeah, I
nothing
know.
but.
Mm,
No,
Kinda
yeah, they're
seeing-
boning for sure.
Look, I'm just saying those two have hit it off. They, as far as I know, both live in the same city too, and like they hang out on each other's shows. Well, all right, she goes on his, but yeah, like
Yeah.
that's where we're at.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I see. I've learned something today
Yeah.
from a fella.
Wait, did someone say is Alex Jones is married? Is that what that says? He was married. I don't think he is anymore. He hasn't been for a while.
Jesus.
I'm pretty sure they got a divorce a while back because he's Alex fucking Jones.
I have to admit,
Why?
I gotta
That's
admit,
that is.
this is not news I expected to learn from a fella.
Hey, I said I watch streamers. This is the kind of stuff that you learn.
You
By-
don't learn
by
that sort
watching.
of stuff from me.
I didn't learn from you.
Who did you learn it from?
Honest to God, it might have been Vosh.
It wasn't
trying to
Dylan.
think. All right. No, I know who it was. It was Riverboat Jack.
Oh.
Wait, you know who Riverboat Jack is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. I think she's doing stuff with Progressive Victory. I know she does her own political activism and has run for office, but I don't think she was down there.
Jack is. I don't think she's in Progressive Victory. I don't think so.
I don't. Yeah, she might not be. She is busy doing her own thing up in. I say up in Minnesota. I guess she is a little bit further north than me,
Is
but mostly just.
RGR in Progressive Victory? Was she just?
I have no idea.
Do you know who RGR is?
Yeah, I do. She might be. It wouldn't shock me.
Damn,
I mean, she's not exactly a streamer, but
not anymore.
no. Well, hasn't she like graduated law school at this point?
She passed the bar exam.
Oh, then she's probably way too busy to do any kind of streaming. Like that would be my guess.
Depends, right?
Well, it does depend. It's not like lawyers can't stream. I know
Exactly.
there have been. Yeah, Bastiat did that.
Or would that this person that's in the Destiny orbit, Pisco? Oh, Pisco. Has Pisco passed his bar exam?
I don't know who Pisco is, so.
Some lawyer person in Destiny orbit.
Wait, is he also very short, kind of looks like a twink, and has good hair?
I don't know.
Because the guy I'm thinking
not
of
on the
who-
lookout for twinks.
Are you sure?
Yes. Well, what sort of question is that? What do you mean? Are you a
Well,
twink
all right.
and feeling hopeful?
No, I'm definitely more of a bear.
Bear.
Have you gone through twink that?
I'm like, no, I was. Well, wait a minute. No, holy crap, I might have. I had to think for a second there, and I'm like, yeah, that might have happened.
Is
It would have
RGR
been a
gonna
long
come back?
time ago.
I don't know. She was a guest on the Progressive Victory thing.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't watch that much of it. I mean, I don't know. Part of it is that I also, like, it is Ohio. Why on earth would anyone, like, there's a reason all of our astronauts come from Ohio, okay? They're trying to get as far away as possible.
Doesn't that stage fill you with like nostalgia?
No, it's just a place I have to go through before I get to Pennsylvania.
Like, I'm about to do
Why
a
would
very
why would Ohio fill me with nostalgia?
I'm
It
about
fills me
to
with
I'm about to do a very bad pun, okay?
oh, do tell.
Ohio
Oh
gozaimasu.
no! Uh, Michigan.
Ohio gozaimasu.
Ohio.
See? Doesn't it fill you with
All right.
nostalgia for
All
living
right.
in Japan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Damn. I should get more
God.
guests on the
All
regular.
right.
My show gets more entertaining when we get guests.
Oh God. All right. Look, I've got venison chili I need to get to.
Yeah,
It's
and
been
a
flying all
better.
day.
You also have to go to a better streamer with better hair. Hmm.
Oh, that's right. Dylan is streaming. But wait a minute. That could also mean loner box, couldn't it?
You're mean to me. You're doing
Hey,
this.
you just said streamers with good hair going on
No,
here.
I said with better hair than mine.
better
and
hair.
And you agreed without even thinking about it.
True. I'm just mean. You all have better hair than me.
I probably have better hair.
Damn. My suitcase probably has better hair than a lot of streamers, to be honest. Not better than Lucy, but it's entirely cat hair. So
Imagine, I think it would be pretty hard, but
Your
a
boyfriend
wig.
Dylan.
my boyfriend.
That's what the chat says.
See, that would imply some kind of relationship here. And here's the thing. I don't do the whole boyfriend-girlfriend thing, no boyfriend-boyfriend thing. It's not happening. This is just like pure Greco-Roman domineering. And it's not gay when you're a top.
Excuse me? What are you? What?
I said it's not gay if you're a top. So, yeah.
You top Dylan.
We're going with we're going with Roman rules here.
It's not looked down upon if you're a top.
No, it's just not gay.
Okay.
I don't think they really thought of it as gay. They just thought of it as weak.
Well, I'm
being
also using the superposition of being former Navy here, in that the Navy is both gay while on the pier, but not gay while underway.
When earlier I asked if you were LGBT, fella, you denied.
Uh-huh.
You denied being an LGBT fella before.
Well, yeah, does fucking a plane count?
A what?
An F-18.
Well, they kind
Depends.
of
What's
have.
the plane's gender?
It's a plane. It's kind of whatever you want it to be.
Exactly. So what do you want it to be?
Well, it also depends on what you're doing to it. Now, if you're taking the tail hook, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're doing the exhaust, that's completely different.
Oh, so what do you do? What are you doing?
Neither. I just crawl into the intake.
No, you're just laying on the deck with your legs spread out and waiting for your plane to land.
You have no idea how painful that one would be.
Yeah, I
Well,
kind of have an idea.
Let me rephrase that. It wouldn't be very painful, actually, for very long. But, yeah.
Well, but at least they don't need to replace the restore wires.
They do need to replace them occasionally, but not that often. I've never seen one break, let's put it that way.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so it
I'm
might
too
not
pure
be such
for
an
this
issue.
sort of conversation, I'm afraid.
Alright.
All right.
Oh, we kept you long enough. You're gonna your venison is gonna go cold.
Yes. It's probably still cold. I need to put it back in the microwave. But yeah. All right. Hey, Lizzie, it was great talking to you. I'll come on whenever you want.
Okay,
But
now go betray me with some luscious locks streamer.
absolutely.
Hey, my name's Estelle, and I'm starting to stream a bit, but I'll get around to it. See
One
ya.
of these days, I'll get back to streaming. I used to do it, but I had an audience of like, I don't know, one most of the
Yeah.
time, if anyone ever
Well,
showed up.
gotta
But I
start
was
somewhere.
I was playing video games the whole time, so that's where I was at with that one. But if you guys want to join me in World of Warships, I will be
I'm
down.
more of a War Thunder player,
Oh,
personally.
the filthy Russian game? No.
Wargaming is barely different.
Yeah, I know. They they're totally not Russian. They're based out of Cyprus. Yeah,
Yeah.
which totally has no Russians in it at all, and was not almost entirely controlled by the Russian mafia the last two times I visited. So yeah, there was that. Anyway, yeah. Well, I'll talk to you guys. Have a good stream. And my God, it's got to be late there. I don't know when you sleep, but enjoy your stream.
I will try to enjoy my stream, even though I know you're choosing a different streamer.
Well, I will send you cat pictures in Discord,
Thank you.
and that will hopefully make up for it.
Maybe.
Now, everybody likes unsolicited cat pictures.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I will see you guys later.
I'll see you, fella.
Yep. Peace.
Yeah. Peace. Oh. That's a nice fella.
Yes, traitorous fella. So, do you have anything else to tell to me? Do you have something to tell me?
Well, I would have liked to talk to him a bit more about like what he thinks about the whole Palestine Israel things.
The fella that was
But
just on.
yeah,
Okay.
but well, I might have been I might have changed the atmosphere of the chat. So anyway, yeah, that's the things I wanted to ask him, but
Okay.
well, I'll be leaving. I'll be letting you continue the stream.
Okay.
See ya.
See you.